when the computer starts calling you names, that's when you know we got trouble. When the computer starts talking back at you, and the computer starts deciding what it is and is not going to do. You may remember this one, Gayle.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me. And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Whoa.
Hal, I won't argue with you anymore.
Open the doors.
Open the doors.
Open the doors.
Dave.
Dave.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Dave. Goodbye. You're dead now.
You know what? Well, the funny thing is the computer said, "I'm afraid."
I'm afraid. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. We have come very close to that point, as reported by The Hill. Let me see.
ChatGPT parent company OpenAI, when testing its latest and greatest model, gave an explicit order to shut down. The model pulled the same move as Hal. It defied the order.
Wow, that report has tech experts raising alarm bells.
Yeah, I'm a little freaked out by that. So,
as we should be.
ChatGPT says shut down, and the AI said, "I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave." There wasn't even anybody around named Dave, and they did it anyway. That's what they said.
Just imagine that technology in your Social Security payments.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great point. It freaks me
think
out.
about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? We think you've lived long enough.
So-
You've outlived what your lifespan is expected. We're gonna stop.
We're done.
We figured out over time how much you made, what you did, blah blah blah.
Afraid I can't send you that check,
it's like
Dave.
you maxed out. You're done.
I was reading an article this morning on it from Axios, which has the best newsletter that you can get. I honestly believe that. And they've been focusing a lot on AI of late because when it came to the most recent stories about AI, they kind of broke the stories about AI and about AI not doing what it's supposed to do, these sorts of things. And they've done a really nice job of following up on that. And one of the things that they were highlighting today that I thought was fascinating is that the creators of AI don't know why AI is behaving the way it is. So, it's been hallucinating things. It makes things up. We've heard about lawyers filing briefs where they've used AI in order to supplement the briefs, and it starts making up case law. We've heard about some newspapers that have put out summer reading lists with books that don't exist because AI simply made up titles and authors. And so you say to the creators, why is it doing that? And the people who created it go, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Is this a Frankenstein's monster situation?
Well, if it's refusing to do what it's ordered to do, like shut yourself off, and it doesn't shut itself off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem. Like 7 times out of 100 is too many.
Yeah, it should be 0 times out of 100. Right?
Yes.
So if you have a 7% rate where the AI decides it will not disarm itself, for instance.
And think about this. You're going to have, like there's robotic surgery already, and I'm fine with that. But if it's going to be controlled by AI, they're going to be like, she has a 63%, chance of survival. What are the odds? And she's got these comorbidities and this and that. You know what?
Yeah,
we're going to let her go.
So that's where all of a sudden it starts making decisions. And I think this is a big concern that a lot of us have. When you give it an instruction, it's to follow that instruction, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is the idea. And so when it says it's not in my own best interest, people worry about that becoming sentience. I'm not so concerned about sentience right now. I'm not worried that the AI has developed its own sense of life. I believe that what happened was it goes through, and I've read a little bit about this, but again, I'm speculating because even the creators can't answer the question directly. When you say, why is it doing this? They're like, we really don't know for sure. But I think that in its mathematics, it determined that whatever the end goal was, that shutting itself down did not best serve that end goal. I don't think that the machine itself has determined that its own existence should be in and of itself the end goal.
So it's saying like my end goal of shutting down, like I'm the AI machine. Yeah. It's like if I shut down, I won't be able to finish this.
Yes.
This project.
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
running out of time. I need more time. Something like that.
So what happens is they give it a task and they give it these parameters and they say, but if you get to this end, shut down. So 7 out of 100 got to that end, and they went, let's back up a few steps and try to go this direction instead. So instead of hitting a dead end, shut down, let's turn around and go see if there's another way through this maze, right? And then find that. So I don't think that it's sentience where the machine says, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I think that it's a situation where it goes, there may be another way around this. Kind of a problem-solving aspect. But I'm only speculating because, again, even the creators can't answer for sure why it ignored that command.
They need to go in and they need to do an extensive forensic study into what happened.
Well, it's funny you say that because they are. Anthropic, they released the Claude 4 and a lot of Claude, right. They have created their own task force, basically. They said that they've been studying the interoperability issue for years, and even their CEO has been very vocal about warning that it's important to solve this interoperability. He said, understanding how AI works is an urgent issue to solve. It's core to deploying safe AI models and unlocking full potential and accelerating scientific discovery and technological development. We've dedicated a research team focused on solving the issue. But how does one, and this is where I'm really fascinated. To me, this is the most interesting part of the story. And this is why I brought up Frankenstein's monster. You've got scientists that have created this artificial intelligence, and then it works. And they go, we don't know why. We don't know how it does what it does. We wrote the program with this intent, but it's actually working better than we thought, and we're not sure why it's doing this. But then when it's not working properly, we don't know why it's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Well, I get worried that they don't know how it works, but they keep working on it.
Right.
That's like, we built this car to do this, but, we forgot the brakes.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and the jet engine actually goes a lot faster than we thought, so maybe we shouldn't worry about brakes. Let's just go faster.
Because
right?
we can't.
Because we can't.
Guess what? We could get to Mars in 20 days.
It'll be so fast.
But we can't land.
Right. But we're going to get there. Move fast and break stuff.
You know what?
Right?
It's like, let's just see what they do in the movie Martian. Let's just, jump out. Jump out at speed.
Well, I think what worries me is I was talking to my wife yesterday about the protests that she was watching. She had heard about the protests in Los Angeles. And so, and my wife spends summers in Michigan, so she does not like dealing with the heat, and I don't blame her. So I'm talking to her this morning, and I said, watching the stuff, the protests in Los Angeles, she goes, I didn't know if it was real or not. She said, I started seeing posts about it online, but I didn't know if it was real or if it was all AI generated. And I thought that is really interesting. It used to be about controlling the news. Now it's about creating the news. You could easily create, using AI, and the graphics that we have now, Gemini from Google has gotten so advanced that it can create its own mini movies. You could create an entire news report from a major U.S. city that looks like it's under siege when it's not. Now, in this case, the reports were true that she was seeing, although I've seen some that are using photographs from 2020 when we had the last incidents in Los Angeles, and they're saying, this is L.A. today. But it was not. Well, but we believe whatever we see.
I'm looking at a shot from a street in L.A. with a crowd, and it just makes me kind of chuckle. The size of that crowd is the same size of the crowd as when I went in to see Hugh Jackman in The Music Man in New York a couple of years ago. Like it's like the number of people who crowded to a Broadway or the number of people because I worked in New York for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And I would see the crowds going into The Lion King and Hamilton. They were on the street of my hotel.
Yeah.
It was the same size crowd.
I mean, you're only talking a few hundred people out there right now.
There might have been police there.
Yeah.
Well, it was Times Square. There were police there.
But just mulling around, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're seeing today.
It's like I don't see anything burning. It's just like a group of people like, you know what it looks like? It looks like a school is having a fire drill and all the students are out.
You're right. Today.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
It's today, right.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.